Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart, and we'll start by mapping out the current range, with this being the higher low from previous lows, and this is the overall AUD price range. Of course, as we've been mentioning, it had consolidated all of pretty much last month, and now it has started to make bullish pushes to the upward direction. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now it has retraced back down to make a higher low. There is liquidity still sitting under these lows, but overall, just waiting to see if the bulls can continue to push this past the highs that was formed for this AUD price leg. Of course, this is a overall swing structure bullish, and like I was saying yesterday, you could imagine this being the actual micro 4-hour swing structure, with price has already retraced back down to discount, has hit some areas of demand. So only looking for any type of buying opportunity in order to again take out the liquidity sitting over these highs and target the highs of this overall range. Just depends on how you want to look at it. It's the overall swing structure, but overall bullish swing structure, bullish fractal structure, bullish. Check out the highs and looking for an internal higher low. You can't imagine this being the higher low from these lows, so I'm looking for a type of buying opportunity in order to target the highs of the overall range. GBP and USD. Let's go map at the current range. And of course, bullish swing structure after these highs were taken out by this high to the bullish swing leg. But then so step back in, started breaking structure to the downside, breaking past this area of demand, which pushed prices higher. Now, since it did have a strong closure under that area, this could be a retrace from this a lower high from these highs. So right now, not as bullish as Euro, but this still is the higher low. Like I was saying yesterday, it is technically back into this area of consolidation, with this being resistance and support down here. So waiting to see a strong direction close. Since it did start to break out, I would expect it to continue break structure back to the upside and continue targeting the highs of the overall range, but it does depend on the weakness of the dollar, because it could be time for the dollar turnaround, and we'll take a look at that right now. DXY, like I was saying yesterday, of course, overall swing structure bearish. AUD price leg plus it consolidated, but then started to break structure to the downside. But here could be a sweep of these lows. Waiting to see if buyers can continue this push that has done more recently. There's a liquidity sitting over these highs, so we're looking to see if this push can continue, which will obviously affect the US dollar pairs. But overall, technically, overall swing structure bearish. It's continuing to making lower highs internally, so internal structure is still bearish. Fractal structure starting to break down bearish, but again, we're waiting to see if this push from buyers can actually sustain and continue to push into this area of consolidation again, and eventually push past the highs, taking out the liquidity, or if the swing structure will continue bearish. AUD USD. Let's go and map out the current range. And of course, swing structure is bullish. Internal structure broke down to the downside. These more recent moves coming into this area of demand that kept pushing prices higher. This impulse from last week. So right now, in an area of consolidation, waiting to see if this can continue. This can form this higher low from these lows, or if it can continue to push down a little bit more to take out the liquidity sitting on these lows. But overall, still bullish, because overall swing structure bullish. Just waiting to see another push from buyers in order to target the highs of the overall range. NZD USD. So it's more bearish due to fundamental news, but we're going to map in the current range. The swing structure bullish, because it took out these highs, made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows internally, but then obviously you can see that structure broke to the downside, after like I said, the fundamental news came out. So right now we're dealing in this area of demand that had pushed prices higher. So right now consolidating, just like with AUD USD in this area, waiting to see if it can continue to push down or we'll continue with the swing, overall swing structure. There's gaps to be filled. Waiting to see if buyers can step back up from this area. Waiting to see how long this consolidation will last, to see if prices will continue to push higher or if this fundamental news is sustainable or sustains and it continues to either consolidate longer and then push down, or waiting to see if there's a reversal back, making this a higher low from these lows. GBP AUD, let's go map out the current range. And of course, this is overall swing structure bearish, with this being the lower high. Continue to make lower highs internally. I started to break structure to the upside, like I was saying previously. It looked like this could be a bear flag, even though it didn't break the structure to the upside. And then there is liquidity still sitting over these highs, so you can never know if these buyers are still going to push high. But this is like corrective in nature, ascending channel. Looks like price has broken out from that, but it hasn't been a strong impulse out of it. So looks like it's just consolidating, just like the other other pairs. So waiting to see if this overall swing structure will continue. This is forming a lower high from this lower high, to see if it can still continue to push and target the lows of the overall range. Looks like it already has tried, but right now, since it is going back and forth, just waiting to see if there's a decision that's going to be made. But right now, if it can't take out some of these highs, then I'd expect to continue to push higher. Like I said, there's liquidity sitting over these, and it has already broken structure to the upside, but overall swing structure is bearish. GBP NZD, let's go map at the current range. And we know there was a bullish push and there was corrective, overall consolidated, broke structure to the downside, expecting it to go ahead and take out the liquidity sitting under these lows and continue the overall swing structure. But also fundamental news, price buyers step back in, broke structure to the upside, start taking out the highs, and there's still liquidity sitting over these highs. So I was saying previously that this could have been a bull, micro bull flag in the middle of this impulse up toward the upside. No strong breakout out of that, but it did indeed still break out. So overall, still only looking for price to make a decision, because overall swing structure is bearish. Internally, it is starting to be bullish. It's making there's liquidity sitting under these lows, but it is making higher lows from previous lows. If this does continue and this does start to take out the highs of even the structure that was just currently formed, then I was expected to go ahead and take out the lower high of this overall swing structure. So the swing structure is bearish, and now internally structure is bullish, fractal structure bullish. So we're looking to see if it continue, just take out the high of this overall range. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.